Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kibuka, and this is the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Yeah, welcome once again to the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. I'm so excited for today's episode because I get to talk to different people around the world, like all my friends that are in different countries, and it gets me excited. And this is the reason why I started this podcast, because I want to hear stories from different people. And today's episode is going to be so exciting because we're going to learn about Mariam's experience in the United States. It's crazy because I can't even pronounce her last name, and we've been friends for a long time. So, Mariam, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you for invitation. Hi to your listeners. I'm so excited. I'm Mariam Geldiashvili. That's my last name. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's so late in here in Georgia right now, but I'm not even sleepy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. What time is it in Georgia right now?
It's 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Wow. I'm really thankful that you sacrificed your sleep to just have a talk with us.
Yeah, I sacrificed my sleep for medical school.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have this talk with you because it's like relaxation right now.
Yeah, thank you very much. And did you know that there's some people who don't know that Georgia is actually a country? Can you describe or tell the geographical part of where Georgia is and the listeners who don't know that Georgia is a country?
Yeah, that was one thing when I was in America, because many people thought that I was from Georgia, the state. And when I said that I'm from Georgia, they were really surprised. Like, your accent is a little bit different. 'Cause, I don't have very good accent right now either. And then I explained them to that Georgia was country, and they were so excited and kind of surprised with it. So Georgia is in Europe, near Black Sea. It's on the border of Asia and Europe.
That's pretty good. Actually, today I was talking to one of my friends at work. I'm like, I'm going to interview my friend. She lives in Georgia. She was like, oh, Atlanta? No. Georgia, the country. And he was like, he freaked out. Like he has never had Georgia a country. That's really crazy. But yeah, I'm excited to my listeners to just listen to somebody who is from Georgia. And I'm proud to have a friend who lives in Georgia, a country. Like, I'm so cool. I have friends all over the country.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to have you too, because like anytime I see like Uganda somewhere, like stories or something, I'm so excited because I have friends from there. And yeah, it's great to know people from different places.
I was actually excited to get to know you and meet you in the United States. We met at Ben Krause's house. I'm so excited for that family. They helped me a lot, and we get to meet there and actually have fun, play Catan, and I beat you all the time.
We loved Catan. I still love it, but it was so much fun with you when we all played together. So I don't play much it in Georgia.
Did Ben send you the game?
Yeah, he did. And I love it, but I played just a few times.
Yeah.
But in America, we used to play it so many times.
Yeah, that's when I liked it too, but I've never bought my own game, and that's sad.
Yeah.
So today, I brought you to this podcast because I thought your perspective of life and things is maybe different. And like, I would want my listener to feel your experience when you left Georgia to come to the United States. So how was your day before you flew to the United States? How was it?
So first of all, I could not believe it. I was so excited, so surprised. Like, there is some competition, the Flex program, and I won this program and went in America to study in there for 1 year. And I was so excited, first of all, to win this because the competition is pretty big. And then living in America and experiencing all these things was so amazing for me. And sometimes I still don't believe that I was and lived in America. And that time I could not imagine. It was like my first time in America, my first time in plane, and I was so excited and a little bit afraid too, but I was more excited than afraid. And it was so cool, so great feeling when I think about it, when I thought that in like 12 hours I will be in America, in whole different country, whole different continent. It's so great.
How did your family feel about that? Like you're gonna leave them and then go to the United States?
They were more afraid than I was probably, but they were excited too because it is so big thing when you start to be more independent and live in different country and kind of start new life. So they were
Hmm.
excited for me.
I would imagine because when I left my family to come to the United States, my mom was crying at the airport and
Yeah.
she was nervous. My dad wasn't, but they all like showed like they were gonna miss me.
Yeah. When did you first go in America? Which year was it?
I came in America in 2014,
Oh,
so it's been 6 years here.
wow, that's cool.
How long were you in the United States?
I was in USA for 1 year.
Oh, just for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you went to.
Central
Yeah.
Montreal High School. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody at Central Markham who listen to this podcast
Yeah.
and all the friends like I had in Stanton and
Yeah.
yeah.
I love
So
this school. I love this school. It's like the teachers and students and everyone. It's
mhm.
just amazing. Great experience to study in there.
Yeah. Are you still in touch with some of the friends from there and the teachers? Anybody?
When I came in Georgia, like first few months, I had more communication, but
Mhm.
now just a few of them. But still, I
Yeah.
still follow the page, and I love when I see
Mhm.
like news of my school because I'm very proud of it to see how my school teams in different sports are successful and to see my
Mhm.
teachers. And it's so amazing to see that I was part of it.
Oh yeah, I remember I came to one of your basketball games. How was your experience with basketball in the United
I
States?
was not so good in it because I mostly I mostly did not play it on games, but it was great
Mhm.
experience. It was great experience how great American students are in sports and how seriously they take it. Because in
Mhm.
Georgia, it's a bit different because the sports is not as important as like studies and so on. And I think it's so good in America that students take sports so seriously, schools take sports so seriously, and
Yeah.
I loved how my teammates played it so great, and it was so amazing experience to be part of these
Mhm.
like games, and it was so amazing when like whole school came to support the team, and it's such a
Mhm.
great spirit, I think.
So you mentioned that it was your first time to fly from Georgia to the United States. Were you scared of flying, or you were just excited to fly?
I was not scared. I was more excited, and
Mhm.
I love flying. It is great. Like even if it's very long flight, I love it so much.
The flights to Uganda, they give us food. Did you ever get food on your
Yeah,
flights to the US? Yeah.
it was good. Yeah, I love the food they gave on the flight from Germany to Washington D.C. because it was so long and there were many food.
I always like the food when I get to fly because you're so hungry and you just want to eat.
Exactly.
And usually I don't want to sleep because when you sleep, they don't wake you up.
Yeah, when you skip, like that's one of the worst feelings when you wake up and you find out that you skipped the food. Terrible.
Tell us about your landing in the United States. Actually, from the immigration process to the getting out of the airport, tell us how that looked like for you, what you experienced.
I remember when I landed in Washington, D.C., we went
Mhm.
to the hotel to spend one night in there, and we went there with the school bus. That was the
Mhm.
school bus that they use in like American schools, and that was one thing that I knew from movies, and it was like first thing that I saw in America that was really American, and I loved it so
Mhm.
much. I felt that I was in there first time when I was sitting in the bus. We spent nights in the hotel in Washington, D.C. Then we had flight the other day too. And I went in
Okay.
Michigan after that. And I stayed in Michigan. I spent my year in Michigan. I love the state.
Yeah, I love Michigan. People in Michigan are really nice and really helpful. And I came to Michigan, I think 5 years ago, something
Yeah.
like that. And I've loved it, and I love the hospitality
Mhm.
and care that people give you, like especially when you're from a different country.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Um,
the family I had, like the family I have, like Ben and Jess and kids. I love them so
mhm,
much. They
mhm.
were like they really are like my family right now too because we text all the
Yeah.
time. We send pictures. We still make fun of each other, and it was so
Mm-hmm.
amazing how we get along and how they really accepted me as their daughter, and how much fun we had together, because it was one of the best experience in
Mm-hmm.
America, like having them as my family, because they really made my year the best. So
Yeah, I remember coming, and then you remember the day we played football with Ben's kids
yeah.
and just having fun. I remember those moments, and I made a shout out for them in my first podcast that I did, coming to America, because I did a story on how I came to America.
Oh,
But I've been still in touch with Ben once in a while, not very often, but yeah, we've been talking and talking about each other. He's now preaching at a church, and I love him. I've not hung out with him. We've always made plans. I was supposed to go visit him, but we didn't make it because we were traveling to Uganda. But one time, I want to go and see him and see the kids.
yeah, you should really go and visit them, because you will have fun again.
How was your? I don't know if you remember your first night, like when you came to Michigan. What season was it? Was it winter, summer, or?
It was summer. To be honest, I did not feel like jet lag or anything, because the flights were so long. I really did not keep track how much time I
Mm-hmm.
spent in planes and so on. I was so tired. I was so sleepy. So when I went home, I remember like all these flights were so tiring. So I fall asleep. I pretty much started new life in there, because it is like, probably you had that feeling too when I went
Mm-hmm.
there. It was like I had no past. I was like whole new person, whole new place. Like everyone
Mm-hmm.
was different, language was different, and new life was so different from the one that I had, that I felt like different person. So night, I remember that I just slept, but the second day, the first morning, I remember that I felt like the totally different person.
Did you feel weird waking up in a different continent, a different
Yeah,
country?
like it was so weird, because you don't really realize it so easy. First few weeks was really strange, because
Hmm.
I could not believe that it was really happening.
For me, I pinched myself before even I left the plane because I was like, "Am I in the United States?" And I remember mentioning that in my podcast that when the pilot said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've landed in Los Angeles, California," and I pinched myself. I was like, "Am I really in America?" And that was exciting for me to know that I'm here because I didn't believe I'll ever be in America. Now, what was your culture shock in the United States?
First thing was, in many countries, I think people think that American people are really cold and they are not really friendly. And like in Georgia, I
Hmm.
had this feeling that the American people are not that friendly. But when I
Yeah.
went in there, like every time you go into the shops or streets, like people are shaking hands and smiling, and was like
Hmm.
first shock that I felt. Like everyone says sorry and thank you, and it was really different than what I thought it would be. Also, the family that I had, Ben and Jess and kids, they were so nice to me, and they were really, really warm. And I did not expect this
Yeah.
to happen. That was really the first shock that I had, and second
Hmm.
shock, like I don't want your listeners to think that I was like stereotypical, but like people really think that Americans don't really exercise and they only eat like fast food and so on. And like um,
Hmm.
in school, it was really different, because everyone does at least one sport and everyone is
Yeah.
participating in some kind of sport activities. So it was also another shock
Hmm.
that I loved, because probably I was the one who did not play sports that I realized that.
Yeah, actually, that's something interesting that I've also enjoyed. Like Americans have a lot more sports than we actually had in our schools, and I've liked that. I was telling people like if I grew up in America, I would have played like almost all the sports that they have here. So that's something I really like enjoyed. Now, with your in your time in the United States, what is the one thing that you enjoyed doing the most? Or if you have more than one, you can tell us more than one.
First of all, I really enjoyed trying different food. Probably if Ben listens to this, he will make fun of me for saying that. But I loved food that Americans had. And I really wanted to try
Hmm.
tacos when I went in America first time. And when I tried it first time, I did not like it. But the realized that I
Yeah.
wanted to try it again. So I loved it. And also in America, when you go in like big cities, you can experience every country, I think, because there are the restaurants from all the different countries. There are places where you can see and taste and try many different things. And that's probably one amazing thing in
Hmm.
American culture, that you can meet many different people and try many things from the other countries too. People was another thing. I loved people that I met there because they were just so great. And to the exchange students, like probably you experienced that too. Like people are so nice to us, and you mentioned that people are really nice to like people from other countries. And first, the same
Hmm.
different cities that I loved so much. I visited Chicago and I visited Washington D.C. and like both of these cities were so amazing, and I love them so much. And I think it's one of America that it has like amazing cities.
How was your experience in the first time you went to Chicago? Because I remember seeing your pictures on your Instagram and everywhere. You really like you had fun there. What was your experience like in Chicago
I
specifically?
loved Chicago. I went there with my friend Luna, and she was also the exchange student from Taiwan. And
Hmm.
Alicia and Adam, they were this great couple who took us in there, and it was amazing. Like Chicago is so great city, I think. And I remember like one biggest thing that I remember in Chicago was this Museum of Industry and Revolution, and place is amazing.
Hmm.
Like anyone who goes there should go there too, because it pretty much breaks all the stereotypes of museums that I had seen before, because it was so interesting and I love science and it was cool for it. And also one big
Yeah.
thing that everyone says is strange, that I did not like Chicago pizza that everyone loved. Have you tried
What?
Chicago pizza?
Yeah, I went with some friends and we ordered Chicago pizza. I don't know. I think I was just hungry, but I didn't have any problem with it. Maybe I was just hungry, but I can't tell a difference with
Yeah,
any other kind of.
it was not very special, I think. Like everyone makes
Mhm.
like big deal of it, but it's not really something like that.
Did you ever visit the Skydeck, the Wills Tower in Chicago?
Yeah, it was cool. I loved it. We went there 2 times. The first time it was the cloudy weather and rain, so
Uh-huh.
we could not see anything. And the other day we went there again, and it was amazing.
I've gone there once, but it was in the summer and there was a lot of people in the line, so you have to wait for a long
Yeah,
time to go. I went there and I took some cool
yeah, I
pictures.
saw your pictures there.
That's amazing. In your time in America, what was the most weird thing?
Free refills. It was a little bit weird, and the weirder thing
Yeah.
in there is that people don't really use it as much as they would if it was
Hmm.
in Georgia, I think.
That's the same thing I said when I first came to the United States. I was like, if this free refill thing was in Uganda, it would be like the owner of the business will shut down because people will drink and they drink the whole thing out of it. Like even the buffet, like people all you can
Yeah.
eat. I'll bring three friends of mine and they'll just sit in that buffet and they'll just eat it. And you go
Yeah,
bankrupt.
exactly. And like people in like American people go there and like eat one pizza and drink one Coke and they leave.
What was your favorite food in the United States?
Yeah, I love tacos, as I mentioned, and I love Chinese food. And like Americans really have a lots of Chinese places, so I think it's great.
How is food in Georgia different from the food in the United States?
One thing, there are many types of bread, and people in Georgia eat bread with the food they are eating, and it was one
Hmm.
difference. The other ways, like Georgian food, are really traditional, really amazing. I love it so much. And people who come in
Hmm.
Georgia, and if your visitors come in Georgia, they will see how amazing like Georgian food is, and like most of the tourists love food so much in here. So, like Georgian people don't eat as much fast food as Americans does.
Even in Uganda, I don't think people eat more fast food than the food they cook at home. But yeah, that's a difference too from where I come from. How do you like greet in Georgia? Like, is there a different way that you greet that's different from the United States? Because in Uganda, like the girls kneel down to the
Oh,
elders,
really?
and like the boys that are younger, yeah, they kneel down to greet. So that's something different from Uganda than the United States. Is there any culture difference that it happens in Georgia that's you didn't see in the United States?
Not really, but I think like in Georgia, like people hug more when they meet each other, and in America they
Mm-hmm.
don't touch. They don't like when they touch each other, and I feel like kissing on the cheek is kind of okay in Georgia,
Yeah.
but in America I have never done it. Like
Like even kneeling, like if you started kneeling to people in America, they will
yeah,
think you're weird. But like from where I come from, that's normal. Like it'll be, oh, somebody's
yeah.
showing you respect. Now I want to talk about Georgia because I don't know much about Georgia, but how is life down there? How was like coronavirus treated the people in Georgia? How has that affected the people in Georgia?
So right now it is really bad situation in here. We have lockdown after 9 o'clock, and this rules is very strict right now because we are
Mm-hmm.
like 3 million people in the country, and like every day we have more than 3,000 cases. This is a lot,
Oh wow.
and like all the
Mm-hmm.
universities and schools are closed, and most of the workplaces and malls, so it's really bad right now, but we hope it will get better in
Mm-hmm.
the 2021. So let's see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, even in the United States, situation is not good. We're in the lockdown. But yeah, that's sad to hear. Is everything like shut down in a lockdown and people are just in the house, or people are still working and some businesses are open? Or what's the situation like?
Yeah, like pretty much most of the things are locked down while the schools and universities are closed, and most of the shops and malls and workplaces too. Like most of them are closed, just the markets for the products, and the other things are everything is closed.
Yeah, hopefully we're praying and to see like the whole world like it's healed from coronavirus because it's affecting all the people in the world, and hopefully God can help us and just heal our country and the world. Before we leave the American topic, is there anything I've not asked that you want to add on about your experience in the United States?
The one thing that I would say is I love the American school and all this educational system in there. I'm a teacher right now. I'm teaching English in
Oh,
some
nice.
language center, and also I really loved the educational system in America and school, how it works. And after I came in Georgia, I really try to have it too in here. And I'm teacher. I'm teaching English in language center. I really try to use everything that my teachers used in America, and also me and my friends are doing this project for teachers. We are teaching them how to use technology
Mm-hmm.
in schools, and we are teaching them different teaching techniques that we liked in America. And I think it is amazing how this America changed our point of view about this education. Like this, Georgi and
Mm-hmm.
Alexandre are also Flex alumni, and we are doing this project together. And I think it's great how America really affected us to change something in my country too.
Yeah.
So this is one good thing about this Flex program. It really helps us to see different things in there, then make a change in our country. So one thing that I loved in there that I did not mention already, I mentioned it a little bit, was like education and schools, and I really want to have it in here too.
Mm-hmm.
Many things.
Nice. That's really good. And like I'm thankful for that Flex program that I was able to meet you and then get to have another friend who is in a different country. I just can't wait one time when I come to visit in Georgia. I know I've told you this multiple times. I want to come visit Georgia, but I've not. And one day I'll fulfill
Yeah,
my
you should.
promise.
I'm looking forward to meet you in here, and yeah, I hope I will meet you in maybe America or maybe even Uganda.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are you planning on coming back to the US at any time or no?
I
Or
don't
you
know
don't know?
yet, but I really want to. So that's if I will let you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I will not leave without meeting you.
All right. Thank you very much. But before I let you go, I have a signature question that I ask everybody on this podcast that I host. What gets you excited about life?
I think the answer to is people in my life
Mm-hmm.
really make my life better and really make me happy. And I think this is really something that makes everyone to want to live and want to do anything. Like I want to be successful because I have people around me who believe in me and who make me stronger. So that's my answer.
Nice. That's a very good answer. And yeah, we always need people who have our backs and just support us and so they can help us to be successful. Once again, Mariam, I'm so happy that you gave me this time and just talk with us about your experience in the United States and a little bit of Georgia. And I'm praying that one time when we get another topic, either about Georgia or anything, I'll just hit you up and then we can record another episode. Just people might want to hear more about your story and your life and everything. So I'm sure I'll come up with another episode to host you again and tell us about your life in Georgia. But I want to thank you and I want to thank all our listeners for listening. And not forgetting to follow our Instagram for more updates, talk_show_256. We also have a YouTube channel, the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. And all our episodes are on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and every other podcast where you can find us. So thank you very much and may God bless you. Before you go, Miriam, I want you to teach me how you pronounce your last name because I want to get
Geldiashvili.
Geldiashvili. Geldiashvili.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Geldiashvili.
That was good.
Yeah.